Squeeze it just crumbles. It just crumbles away. Crumbles away like yesterday's beef. And that is why you shouldn't make toys out of gold plastic.
That is exactly why you shouldn't. Hello,
gold plastic fans out there.
Hey, don't crumble.
You're listening to the Boog Doomcoos.
The Boog Doomcoos.
A pop culture podcast of all things that don't really matter, but we're going to die one day, so what the hell?
This guy's got it.
I figured it out.
This guy's got it.
I'm Chris QAnon Johnson.
And I am Matt Mint on Seal Card G2 Slingshot Watson. Hello, welcome to the show.
Yeah, people have already tuned out based on their opening, so hello to those who stuck around.
Hello, you three people and a cat.
Yeah.
Or 3 cats and 1 person. 3 cats and a people. Today
we broadcast exclusively to the citizens of ancient Egypt, apparently.
Today on the Big Damn Cast, we're not talking about the Meg.
No.
Not yet.
Not yet.
That's coming.
Brace your Stathams.
We're organising a cinema trip, but we are talking about a little bit of news because not much has gone on, and we're also going to share our thoughts on some of the upcoming movies for the rest of this year and also for beyond.
Da 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 da.
And also get some emails out of the way.
Indeed, it does.
Hello.
Here
is the first news item. Shuffling papers.
We've got paper props. We could. I've got a Greenall's bag.
I don't want your soggy sausage roll leavings.
Oh no, I had a Scooby-Doo gingerbread.
Oh!
Because I'm a prince among men.
You know what they started doing at work?
Oh, I?
Gingerbread bears wearing the apron.
Really?
Bear Easters.
Okay, now you've won me over again now.
I've called them that. No one else has called them that.
Oh, seriously? Yeah. Do you call them that to customers' faces?
No.
Do you go would you like a Bear Easter?
No, because I never try and push. I never try and push things on customers. Also, because I try and spend most of my shift not talking to anyone, so I don't let out the existential ennui that I feel when I'm forced to work a retail job, instead of pursuing my creative endeavours.
I have no such luxury in the field of customer service.
I know.
As my customers tend to linger at the counter for quite a long while, usually because they're either indecisive of their cigarette choice or drunk.
Why not both?
I have to speak to them.
Yes.
Some of them are lovely.
I have to speak to them, to be fair, but I try and minimise my interactions.
You could get them to you get the nice ones to have a fun little moment and get the horrible ones to leave quickly in disgust by introducing them to the concept of Bear Easters. I know it's against your personal raison d'etre, but if you go, could I interest you in a Bear Easter? 9 out of 10 would go, no thank you, and move on with their day. 1 out of 10 would go, that's really funny.
Yes.
You're fun. And then you'd probably have a nice little chat for a moment.
I don't want to chat to people.
No. I know you don't want to chat to people, but if you chat to nice, lovely people, then the other lazy fuckers can do all the rest of the stuff behind you while you have a lovely customer service moment.
That's true. And I'll get recognition
for customer service.
I don't want recognition for customer
because
service.
one of those nice fuckers will write in and say, that guy was really nice. The bloke who served me at Five Guys last night. I am actually sending a compliment to Five Guys to compliment this lovely man.
I don't want to talk to them about gingerbread bears. I want to talk to them about the casting Spock for Star Trek Discovery Season 2.
Damn it, he hit me with a segue.
Hey! And there's not much room in this office, so I had to really...
There really isn't.
Manoeuvre that. That was
full of eBay shite.
I hit you with a segue.
Slap me with this big old
I've got an eBay
change
box next to our bed at the moment, and I caught one of the envelopes in it with my foot last night and scared the shit out of the cat.
Oh my god.
It was good. Because I dangle my foot out of the bed because I'm a fiddler. Anyway, Star Trek Discovery.
Please rephrase that.
I'm a fiddler. On the roof.
Get ready.
Star Trek Discovery.
I am the fiddler.
I
have a fife.
The fiddler. Star Trek Discovery has added actor Ethan Peck.
Yes?
Ethan Peck as the Enterprise's half-Vulcan crew member, Mr. Spock. If you remember, the trailer from Comic-Con had some references to Spock, and he's also the adoptive brother of Michael Burnham, the Discovery's lead character. And yeah, he's obviously going to factor into Season 2. His father, Sarek, was a big part of season 1.
Tail end
as
of season 1, yeah.
As was his mother, whose name I can't recall. Amanda.
Lady person.
Yeah, Amanda Spock. No, Amanda something.
What's the Spock?
Played by Winona Ryder in the 2011 Star Trek reboot.
Abraham Firma.
Yes, so he's best known for his roles, according to this article, in Passport to Paris, That 70s Show, The Sorcerer's Apprentice, 10 Things I Hate About You, In Time, Madam Secretary, and The Curse of Sleeping Beauty, and also is the grandson of actor Gregory Peck. Nepotism!
Well, no, I'm sure it's more a case if he got into it because of his grandchild.
He's a member of a Hollywood dynasty, and doors open for him because of his name.
Or his Gregory Becker.
No, I mean, he's a very handsome man. So, yeah, sure, why not? Ethan Peck is Spock. Alex Kurtzman had some nice things to say to him. Say to him. You're a good kid. It's his usual spiel about...
I shan't have you murdered.
Oh, we were looking for a Spock who would do all the things Spock does, and Spock is someone who can fill the shoes of Leonard Nimoy and Zachary Quintos, the Spocks. And this guy, he can do all the things a Spock can do, so he's going to be our new Spock, because he embodies all the things that Spock is.
Ethan Peck. Can he play Spock? What the heck?
Yeah, why
He's
not?
got a face. He's got arms. That's all you need. Now stick some ears on his face.
On his face?
Just on his face.
Not on the side of his head. On his ears.
The left ear, the right ear, and the final front ear.
Hey! Terrible.
We just got rated down.
Oh, no. Why are you still listening to us? So yeah, that's happening. We're getting some more Spock. Did you want more Spock?
No.
Okay.
And I'll tell you for why.
Why?
Because it makes these worlds smaller.
Yes.
So we revisit the same characters again and again. As you know, it's been said a lot about Star Wars, and I think Red Letter Media said it about it in their Last Jedi review. They said that these worlds become, like, these unlimited worlds of possibility become so limited and restricted because we keep revisiting the same people, the same corner of space.
And when you try and break away from that, you get a huge portion of the fan, well, a very vocal portion of the fan base going, we don't want you to do that. We want you to keep doing the old thing. My nappies wet.
Which is why things like the Star Wars stories are annoying, because they did that with the first one, regardless of how you feel about it. Like, Rogue One was, okay, we're going to tell a story that's adjacent to the one you know, but it's new people, and you're going to see new things.
There was enough fan service in there to keep...
Yeah.
To keep it sort of feeling...
To tick those boxes. But then
connected.
The next Star Wars story was about a character from the series.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, now I'm not saying that can't be a new territory, but at least have that character be the one thing...
Please.
...that is something we know, and everything else is new.
Please.
But like Discovery was... Definitely in its opening episodes, it's reliant on the mythology of the show. Then it carves out its own identity a bit more.
It's carving out a bit more of a niche.
So the fact that it's now going, Series 2, it's Pike, it's Spock, it's like...
It's the Enterprise! Okay.
Yeah, it's not the same. Like, go on to pastures new, to boldly go where no one has gone before. It's your bloody mission statement.
To boldly go where no one has gone before again.
Oh god, that's the tagline for the series.
Yes.
It's sorted. Boom shakalaka.
To boldly go where no Marvel film has gone before. Except they have, but this time all of them are going.
Yeah.
IMAX.
Max.
IMAX. My name's not Max. And Marvel films, all 20 of them. All 20 of the MCU are getting IMAX re-releases in the States.
Yeah, no information as to whether it's going to get a UK counterpart as yet, but I imagine if it's successful, they'll attempt something. It's called the Marvel Studios 10th Anniversary Film Festival, and it's running in IMAX cinemas alongside a Harry Potter marathon that's taking place at the same time in other theatres. Wow. So they've timed that badly. Or they're confident that they'll smash the competition. But it's happening at US IMAX theatres, different ones throughout the US, from August 30th to September 6th. So it's a crash film course, but it's not like the 70-odd hour marathons that they've done before in the lead up to a new film.
But that's still like a couple of movies a day.
It's a good few. I've got the list here, but it's significant because it's the IMAX. It includes Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Yes.
Which is a surprise, but I guess they've got enough deals now that Sony are like, fine, it's part of your thing.
I would imagine that distribution rights with that fall with Marvel.
But it is also the IMAX debut of Iron Man,
yes,
the Incredible Hulk,
yes,
and Captain America: The First Avenger. Because from the original run, only Iron Man 2 and Thor pre-Avengers had IMAX releases. Aye, Max. So here's the plan as it stands. August 30th is Iron Man, The Incredible Hulk, Iron Man 2 and Thor.
Woof.
Yeah. August 31st, Captain America: The First Avenger, The Avengers, Iron Man 3 and Thor: The Dark World. September 1st, Captain America: The Winter Soldier.
Yes.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yes.
Avengers: Age of Ultron.
Yes.
Ant-Man.
Yes.
September 2, Captain America: Civil War. Doctor Strange. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Oh, by the way, #rehire James Gunn.
Yes.
Carry on.
September 3, Thor Ragnarok. Black Panther. Avengers: Infinity War. Ant-Man and the Wasp. And then...
It just starts again?
A couple mini marathons. September 4, the Origins Marathon. Iron Man, Spider-Man: Homecoming, Black Panther, Doctor Strange.
One of those things is not like the other.
Yeah. September 5th, Team Ups Marathon.
Yes.
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Yes.
Captain America: Civil War.
Yes.
The Avengers.
Yes.
And Infinity War.
Yes.
And September 6th is Fan Choice Day. That's a vote that is ongoing. So, like, a selection of 3 to 4 films is going to be picked for that night. So the way they're doing this is, if you want to go hardcore, you can do it on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 nights. Jesus. 6 nights in a row, you could go hardcore and marathon all of them. So if you somehow that week are working like till 2 p.m, 3 p.m, then you can go have a nap, have a shower, get something to eat, and then go to the pictures and watch a bunch of films for 6 days in a row. Go for it. Like, fair enough.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing: the ticket prices are starting from as low as, yeah, you ready for this?
$17.
$8
That's not that low.
per night.
That's quite low.
So it's not per film, per night.
Okay.
For comparison, one adult ticket to an IMAX screening of The Meg is $21.99.
Fuck a duck.
So for $8, you're getting 4 films a night.
See,
That's pretty good, but it also means you can pick and choose, I think. Like, I look at that and I go, I do not have the time nor the money to do all of that. However, I'll go and watch, like, the Winter Soldier Guardians night. I'll go watch the Infinity War night for the crowd reaction, and I might go and watch, like, the Team Up night or something.
You know what? That sounds like a perfect opportunity to use your movie pass.
Through Fandango, you can hide... Wait, hang on. No, not Fandango, no!
Oh, poor movie pass. How long do you think until Odeon, Limitless and Cineworld and all that shit go the same way as movie pass?
I hope they...
just run out of money.
I hope they don't, because... Well, I hope if they do, they at least, because of contractual obligation, have to keep up the membership of everyone who already has one.
Oh, no.
Do you know what I mean? Because it's like, we entered into an agreement, Odeon.
We did.
We entered into an agreement.
There'll be some small
and it's a rolling agreement. It only cuts off if I cancel it. That is in your contract. I can only not have to pay my Limitless if I request to cancel it. And you have to give, I think, like a month's advance thingy so that you can have a month's worth. But it's like, so, you ain't fucking taking my Limitless movies away, you bastards.
You ain't taking my movies away.
I'm seeing The Meg on Friday. Hopefully the weekend I'm going to go see Christopher Robin. Because, like, I'm a silly old bear. That's the sound Winnie the Pooh makes when he poos.
They say nothing is impossible. But I do nothing every day.
He's a wise bastard. He is a wise bastard. I still want to know what the deal is with the Chris O'Dowd Tigger thing. I still want to know if it ever was genuine or if it was an announcement and then it never happened.
Interesting, yeah.
Because Tigger didn't speak for the first trailer, the teaser or the first trailer. And then he speaks so much in the last one, and it's definitely Jim Cummings.
It's absolutely Jim Cummings.
So it's like, what's the catch? I also want to hear how Peter Capaldi sounds as Rabbit.
Oh.
I also learnt one thing.
Peter Ribaldi.
Oh, throbbing Pete meat! I also learned one thing that I wish I hadn't learned before seeing the movie. Apparently, like, they're real. They are all real.
Yes.
Like, other characters see them and interact with them.
Yes.
Doesn't that kind of ruin the point of what they are?
Maybe.
And also, it makes Rabbit and Owl more terrifying, because it means at least two of them are talking animals, not fictional talking teddies.
Yes.
The hell is this? And also...
It's hell. It's actually
also, it made me randomly remember that Max Landis Comic-Con pitch for Winnie the Pooh movie, which was about 4.5 years ago.
Yes.
Which does make you think, hang on. Did someone watch that and go, we're not going to do that, but let's do a grown-up Christopher Robin movie where his friends come to help him out in an adult situation?
Maybe. Also, fuck Max Landis.
Yeah, fuck Max Landis. I mean, read American Alien, but read it illegally if you can.
Yeah.
We're not encouraging piracy, but we are encouraging you going to my eBay store to bid on the individual issues, because I have put them up as a bundle.
Yes.
Because I've got the hardcover now, so I don't need them.
Sell the hardcover as well, because fuck Max Landis. And you've read it. Also...
I've already given him the money. It's too late.
Also, Peter Cullen's in it, so
He's not.
He's not Eeyore.
He's not here in the movie. It's Brad Garrett. No! I know, right? Yes.
Oh, that's a shame.
Because they were all celeb castings apart from Pooh Bear, because I guess they thought we can't not have that voice, like it would not work. And I think that's what must have been what happened with Tigger, and then they just changed their mind and went, sod it, we've got Jim Cummings, let's do Tigger.
To be fair, it does a good sound. It does a good job of sounding like Peter Cullen.
He does, but it's also weird because it's like, so Peter Capaldi's Rabbit. In all recent animated iterations of Winnie the Pooh, Craig Ferguson has been Owl.
Huh.
And those two were best mates and got high together a lot in the 70s and were a punk band together.
Oh, yeah, in the 70s.
In the 70s. Oh, no, definitely in the 70s. Then Craig carried on through the 80s and then went through rehab because he was like, this is a serious problem.
Yes, I have an issue.
And then tries to get Peter Capaldi to open up about times they did shit on his one appearance on Craig Ferguson's Late Late Show. It's on YouTube. It's worth a watch.
Oh, nice.
It was when he was out there promoting In the Loop.
Oh, yeah.
And they, in true Craig Ferguson style, barely talk about the thing they're there to promote, but they mostly just talk about getting high and absolutely destroyed and stuff. But Capaldi does it in a way where he's obviously thinking in his head, I'm not going to say too much.
Yeah.
And it's probably a good thing too. But Craig Ferguson once wrote a book and it contains entire chapters about them as teens getting fucked up. So
good.
It exists.
Good.
Enjoy, everybody.
Good.
If you're missing the 12th Doctor, what's wrong with you? If you're missing Peter Capaldi, go read some Craig Ferguson stuff.
On the subject of fucked up.
Yes.
So you told me today that Sony have announced more not Spider-Man movies.
Sony. Right, Sony. Sony, real talk, Sony. Real talk. Look, listen, guys. You do so good. You do so well. You do. Your family films, getting so much better. Forget that emoji thing. It was a hiccup. But you've been doing so well. And your games, your console. Look, we'll get the third party profile share thing sorted. All right, you can't stick to that forever. You'll come to. But aside from that, you're doing all right over there, guys. Why are you fucking up Spider-Man for everybody?
Yeah.
You don't have to fuck up Spider-Man for everybody.
No, they do.
I mean, you finally got that Venom movie coming out that you've wanted since the 90s.
No, sorry, the Avi Arad has wanted since the 90s.
The Avi Arad movie that he's desperately wanted
The Avi Arad
to
movie that Venom has wanted since the 90s.
What are you? We are Avi Arad. you finally have making that happen. That's fine. And hey, I've heard that apparently you're editing it so that it won't be R-rated anymore and it will be PG-13.
I'm not sure how I feel about that.
No, I'm not sure how I feel about that, but at least that way you can possibly absorb it into the MCU at a later date. Fine, as long as there's a good story to tell and Venom can actually play up against the character that makes him interesting. Great, brilliant, happy for you. But you were talking about a Silver and Black movie, a Silver Sable and Black Cat film, which makes no sense. Head of an espionage, a tactical assassinations unit for her country, and a cat burglar teaming up. Now I know the only reason you're doing this is because Amy Pascal had a big thing about wanting more female-centric action movies about 6 years ago, which is a good thing, but only if done right. You didn't do it right once already. You really fucked up the legacy of a comedy movie and angered a lot of people by making a mediocre improv film with cartoony graphics in it that upset folk, alright? We've moved on from Ghostbusters 2016, but just forcing movies together from known properties isn't going to help that environment in cinema. You got to make good movies. You got to make good, sturdy movies that will wake up the idiots who still don't like the idea of female-led action films and family films. All right?
Wakey, wakey.
But you don't do that by forcing just the 2 female characters you can think of from Spider-Man together into a film. That's not how that works. Mostly as well, because name recognition will do you sod all in this case. It's an average cinema goer and fan of Spider-Man who doesn't really read it has no freaking clue who Silver Sable or Black Cat are.
Most people are probably going to think a Black Cat movie is a Catwoman movie.
They're going to get confused, son.
And look at what happened with that last time.
Also, just on visual aesthetics, it's 2 ladies with silver white hair. Right? Okay, that's... I mean, everything's going to have the same colour scheme. You're probably going to overlace it with blue.
And you're going to have to really redesign Black Cat if you want it to be a feminist empowerment movie.
Exactly. But not just that, guys. Spider-Man characters, supporting characters, don't make for good stories of their own. It's not a thing. Venom, sure, there might be enough sort of hardcore we are punks and rebels and shit from the early 90s who love that character who still want to go and see him. Same folks who turned out for Suicide Squad. They all smelt the pot, they all looked dirty, and they all went to Hot Topic afterwards to buy the t-shirt. You could do that with Venom maybe, but Silver Sable Black Cat...
She is the wallpaper on my phone. I wish she was my girlfriend.
Silver Sable Black Cat...
Actual conversation I had with an actual human being once.
Silver Sable Black Cat, not quite the same. Similarly, Sinister Six doesn't work as a movie unless they've all fought Spider-Man and you've built up to the idea of them being resentful. Plus, they're all meant to be bad guys. You can have sympathetic traits in there, but they're all meant to be villains. Baddies. That the good guy topples. Not morally grey characters. It's a simple good versus evil Saturday morning cartoon. Giving them their own movies doesn't work. But now you fucked up again, haven't you? Because not only have you announced that Joker Boy Leto is going to be Morbius at some point in his own film, you've now announced a new film. Sony, we don't need Kraven the Hunter. I'd like to see Kraven the Hunter in a Spider-Man movie. That'd be frickin' boss. I'd love that. I would adore that, especially with the Homecoming tone. The idea that everything's just a little bit daft and a little bit off kilter and a little more low-key than the rest of the Marvel films. Pun intended. Kraven the Hunter in a Spider-Man movie against Tom Holland would be amazing. Kraven the Hunter, the character whose sole existence in the world of Marvel Comics is because he decided that hunting animals was boring now and he wanted to hunt superhumans and start with this elusive Spider-Man guy, will not work in a story where he's not hunting Spider-Man. Doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
So, I'm going to round it off this way, Sony.
You round it off, Chris.
Stop making a things. Stop making all of the things. Just work with Marvel Studios, okay? Work with them. Maybe find some right share to stick some of these Spider-Man properties and characters you've got to appear in the Netflix shows or Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. That way, you can make a bit of the money. And you can keep Spidey. And you can have fun telling good stories.
Let them embrace you.
In their talons.
Let them hold you close.
Now, I just thought I'd say all that calmly because...
Yes.
As far as news goes, I just think there is. I'm not getting sick of superhero comic book movies because I love that stuff. I love those things, and I like the stories being told well.
I love my boots.
But there is a slight oversaturation looming at this point.
Yeah.
So as long as we know that there aren't a stupid amount of announced but not yet necessarily confirmed superhero movies on the way, I think I'll be fine.
Well,
what's next, Matt?
I've got a big list of the full sci-fi, fantasy and genre movie release schedule, full of announced and some confirmed, some unconfirmed releases around the comics, sci-fi, fantasy sinkhole, the black hole of neckbeards, if you will. Here's what we've got coming up for the next, the rest of this year, and no sugar in mine, Chris, thanks. Well, it's just you and me, constant listener. Now we can pivot to what I really, really want to talk about. In 1984, Hasbro released a line of transforming toys.
The real world was out there.
Oh, sorry.
I didn't like it.
You just saved the listeners from a fate worse than death.
You were going to kill them and then bring them back and review their death.
Yes.
and make them sit there and watch it.
And then post it on YouTube.
That is quite horrible. That's morbid. Anyway, let's get peppy, shall we? Let's talk about wastes of time in the future.
Well, the Meg's out. We're going to see that next week.
Yeah, looking forward to the Meg.
Jason
Statham, giant shark. Apparently, I've read one thing about it, which basically said it's the blandest version of what you can expect, and yet it is also exactly what you want it to be.
Yeah.
And the blandness isn't necessarily that it's a film; it's that it's verging on not as outlandish as it should be because it's appealing to every audience. Because
it's a megalodon.
Because after the Great Wall, this is the next big Hollywood China co-production. So it's like, so what you're saying is they don't go far enough in some places.
Yeah.
Because they're like, we don't want to upset other people overseas, but all the same, there is as much as you'd want in there from it. I'm still excited. I just want to see Statham. It's a megalodon, and then no one ever mentioned that name again, and just call it the Meg.
Well, we've still got a packed year to come. Next month.
Packed like a cyst.
Next month, we finally have the return of one of movies' greatest monsters.
Oh?
The Predator, September 12th in the UK, September 14th in the US. We're going to talk shit about that. We're going to talk, maybe good shit, maybe bad shit. We're going to talk about it.
I think it's time for a Predator episode.
With our eyes.
I think it's time for a
Predator
Predator
episode. It will be time for a Predator episode soon.
Soon.
I got hold of reprint of the first big volume reprint of the original Dark Horse comics, which is one of the things that got me into Aliens and Predator in the first place. And I started reading Concrete Jungle, which is the first Predator standalone comic.
Yeah, which the game ended up becoming based on.
I don't think the game is based on the comic directly because
it takes visual cues and stuff. But because I remember you could collect parts of the splashes of the comic in the game, there was hidden items.
Because it's the main character in it is Dutch Schaefer's brother, who is similarly stacked, but is a hotshot New York detective instead of a former U.S. Army Special Forces.
Does he or does he not vaguely
rescue member.
Resemble Arnie by any chance?
But
in that slight copyright-free, not exactly sort of way.
I've got the collection on here. I'll show you.
Is this the blonde one with the metal arm? No, that's from the action.
That's from the Capcom fighting game.
And that is Dutch, isn't it?
Yeah,
that is Dutch. They just decided that Arnie's character gets over the events of the first movie, wields a cybernetic arm, and
that's the general from the first film,
right? And why is it Dutch's brother then?
They sort of imply that Dutch is dead because the last that he heard of him, he was going on to the mission that is in the first Predator. That's the last that his brother heard of.
So implying that something happened after the chopper got him out of there.
Yeah.
So he got to the chopper, and then the chopper got him.
I think there's other pieces of expanded universe media that imply that he died of radiation poisoning after the fact. Because
how stupid is that?
Because of a nuke, because it was supposed to be a nuke on the thing. But
that is stupid.
Yeah. So who knows? Who knows?
I'd be delighted if in The Predator we got a scene that they'd not announced yet, where we just sort of see, they talk about testimonies, and amongst them we just see an older Dutch answering questions he's answered 1,000 times to somebody. That would be a really nice surprise. So it'd be like, oh shit, he lived, and for the rest of his life the government kept being like, right, tell us more about this shit. And he's like, I've told you fucking everything, leave me alone.
I told you everything I know. Let me go and see my brother.
Let me go
see in New York.
My blonde brother. Don't make me hit you with my giant cybernetic arm. Also, did you notice my sun-dyed blonde hair?
Come laughs at your four winds. So The Predator, it's coming out. I'm looking forward to it. I like Shane Black as a writer. Yeah,
nice guys. Iron Man 3, Lethal Weapon. Yeah, I'm down to see his take on the Predator.
I watched the first 3 Lethal Weapon movies in one sitting over at last Easter.
Damn,
I was at my folks.
Why would you do that to yourself?
What should we do with the rest of the day? We will drink and watch the Lethal Weapon, and I've got a box set of all 4 of them on DVD.
So, do you mean all 3?
Well, all 3,
and then that other one.
The other one. And yeah, we got to the end of the first one. We're like, what should we do? Let's put the next one on. I got to the end of that one. Oh, what should we do now? For the next one, it's got Joe Pesci in it. It was just
that was the reasoning.
it was so we ended up watching the three.
We can't crack on with the next one. We can't. Joe Pesci's
No,
in it.
yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
What should we do with a drunken? Matthew,
Full of
what
chocolate
should we do with a drunken
and booze on Easter, watching Lethal Weapon. What a day! So yeah, Shane Black, Predator is out soon. Looking forward to it.
Do you think because he can't be in the movie, another character's going to be making copious pussy jokes to compensate for the fact he can't be in it?
Well, there is a hint of that in the trailer, isn't there?
Is it Keegan-Michael Key's character?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So
yeah,
maybe
it's good.
Maybe
it's going to be. I have a feeling it's going to be a Shane Black movie.
Yeah.
So,
Boyd Holbrook looks like he's going to
yes,
lead it rather well.
I think so
Because he's charismatic as fuck.
Yeah,
but he's also one of those actors who could get lost in the mix
possibly
of all the different films he's put
he does
in.
look very generic. He looks very Hollywood, very classic. Like I see him and go, is that Topher Grace from 20 years ago?
Topher Grace now looks like a slightly older Topher Grace.
Well, yeah, that's how aging works.
No, but in a way where it's like you look at him like Spider-Man 3 2007, and you look at him in Interstellar, which was 2014, 15, 2015, I think, and it's sort of between that it's like 8 years.
Yeah.
But he looks about 10 years older, but in that way where you're like, you still don't look as old as you probably are.
Listen, Spider-Man 3 aged him.
If you know what I'm talking about. Can he have a cameo in the new Venom movie as real Eddie Brock?
Real Eddie Brock.
At the end they just reveal it. It's like, I was actually Eddie Brock the whole time. In fact, this is a spin-off of Spider-Man 3, bitches! And then Tobey Maguire walk in and just dance.
Oh, hot lips.
Oh no, tango this.
I don't know when we're getting it over here, but in the States, on October 12th, Goosebumps 2, Haunted Halloween.
Yeah.
Let me see what the UK release date is.
I don't know if it's been confirmed, but if it's anything like the first Goosebumps, it'll be about 5 months later.
Which makes no sense! Why would you release that movie called Haunted Halloween in fucking February?
They'll probably when they release it here, they'll probably just call it Goosebumps 2.
But,
I really enjoyed the first one. It was Sony in their current live-action family film pattern, where the film is just pretty damn solid and has a lot of good stuff in it. But it also kind of looks like a bit of a rehash in a way, because it is just Slappy summons a bunch of monsters, which was sort of the plot of the last one. So it's like, oh, okay.
it is apparently slated for October 12th in the UK at the moment. So
No trailers or posters over here. That's interesting.
Knows?
Good cast though. Good fun cast.
Because that's only a few weeks away. But yeah, I mean, yeah, you like the Goosebumps.
I do like the Goosebumps.
I am.
Got a few of them on that shelf up there. A little treat for you. I'm gonna borrow them.
Oh, I see.
Stay Out of the Basement's a popular.
Stay
popular
out
fave.
of the basement.
Actually, I've got the Haunted Mask as well,
Read that
which is
one.
probably the best one.
I think I've read like the first 30 of the original
What have I
series.
got? I've got Monster Blood, Welcome to Dead House, Haunted Mask, Night of the Living Dummy, Stay Out of the Basement.
I've definitely read. Yeah, I've read the first 30 or so.
Blink, 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 blink.
In the original,
Diddle-doo. Oh, look at the pages blowing out into the world. All the scary stuff that's out there. That dog's eyes just glowed yellow. That woman on the poster looks sad. She looks sad now. Oh, is that?
Yes.
Oh. I'm now not intimidated by these pages.
yes.
Ba-da-bum, ba-da-bum, ba-da-bum. Billboards beware. You're gonna look a bit sad now.
Yeah, I in the original UK and watched
anyone born after
TV
2000's like, the hell are you talking about?
I had Night in Terror Tower on VHS. It was great.
Oh, so yeah.
With his I'm R.L. Stein and I write the Goosebumps books.
Hi everyone, I'm R.L. Stein, author of the Goosebumps books. Tonight's tale is like Rod Serling.
you know
Rod Serling.
Who is?
You know Crypt Keeper.
Give him a few years. October 9th, Mowgli, which has now been picked up by Netflix.
Which is both beneficial to the distribution of the movie. I think it will be seen by more people this way.
Yeah, I think so.
But it's also heartbreaking to think how much effort and love that Weta and Serkis have poured into this.
I mean, the whole process
for it to have been
for Andy
put back,
Serkis has just been fucking ridiculous, hasn't it?
It was put back like 3 times, and then the release was delayed. Like, they've had this film ready for about 2 years.
Yeah.
And they decided to wait until the hype of the Disney live action Jungle Book died down before bringing it out. And I think what's happened is Warner Brothers have no confidence in it.
Yeah.
So they've sold it to Netflix to make back the cost and some on top of it. And they're considering it as it's not a loss because they made back the cost and they've made a little bit more.
Yes.
But it's also like you could have released it and potentially made like 3 or 4 times that if it's a really good movie and it resonates with people.
Yes.
So, wow. It makes it feel like it's a cast off. Even though it isn't, that's not what it is. It's Netflix going, we'll fucking have it, absolutely. We want to fucking debut it. It'll be the most expensive movie we've ever debuted on our platform. And to have a Netflix original that's Andy Serkis' big directorial debut for a live action, sort of fantasy genre spectacle. Let's do it. Bring it to us. It's great for Netflix. It's great for Serkis. He gets to have his movie seen. Which at this point, I imagine that's all he really cares about.
Oh God, yeah, because it's been such a fucking tortured development.
He was, he's been paid for it. He's made it. It's gone through this, that, and the other. All he wants now, I imagine, as the artist, is for people to see it.
Yeah.
And people will definitely see it. I remember they're talking about giving it an IMAX run for like the week of release.
Okay, yeah.
So there will be a way to, because it's been shot with that in mind as well.
Yeah.
So it will be seen that way, and no doubt that means a Blu-ray, like 4K edition and stuff will come out at some point too. But it's also just like, oh, that really sucks, man.
Yeah.
I mean, yay, I don't have to leave the house to see it when it drops. I'll just stick it straight on, but also...
Yes. You've got a big TV, you'll be fine. Moving into November, we've got Overlord and The Grinch.
Right, Overlord. Is this the Peter Jackson one?
No,
is this
that's
the J.J.
Mortal
Abrams
Engines,
produced one?
We've got in December.
Is this the J.J. Abrams?
It's the Bad Robot produced one, which is...
People thought was going to be a Cloverfield.
Yeah, but it looks like...
Nazi zombies.
Nazi zombies. All right, it looks great.
Nazi zombies with extreme body horror.
Yeah, it looks great. I'm down for it. Whether it'll end up having some Cloverfield connection or not, we'll see. But it could go either way.
I hope it's just its own thing.
So do I. It looks great. It looks like I'm going to have a good time
like
with
10 Cloverfield Lane is still its own thing. You can watch 10 Cloverfield Lane and be like, this is its own story, and that's great. So even if it does, can it be like that, please?
Yes.
Where it's its own thing.
Can we have this, please?
The Grinch, Scott Mosier's directorial debut. He's the co-director. Bizarre. Yeah, that's where he's been. That's why Smogcast has been just Kevin and guests for ages.
However...
because Scott Mosier's been in France.
However...
it's an Illumination picture.
Which I don't... I've not seen Despicable Me 3. Partly out of spite because they didn't turn the E in me into a 3. Or they didn't call it Despicable 3 and have it and which it kind of is from what I know of the plot, because it's about his long lost brother, so him and his and Kristen Wiig's character and his long lost brother, the Despicable 3, and it also applies to the kids, and then he could have a trio of villains and it'd be 3 Despicable 3s. But no! Why didn't you get me to write that fucking movie?
All I know is it fits into the same category as the Hotel Transylvania movies, which a friend of the show, John Gransden, described to me the other week as, I think you would love them with the sound off.
Yeah.
Like he said to me, if you watch these movies on mute, you would get so much more out of them than you would if you were watching them.
Because
you'd be like, visually, this is gorgeous. Yeah. And just, But Illumination and... their style's sort of grated on me now. Like, they're a cheaper animation house, which is brilliantly... it's economical and profitable for the studio. If you watch any Illumination movie, it's very cinematically sort of framed, and the lighting and the textures are all lovely, but they keep that elastic, cartoony style because it does mean you can have looser models and everything, so the tech isn't as sturdy and spending so much time doing this. But also, you'll notice they're like CGI TV shows. There's rarely ever anyone in the background.
I've not messed with that stuff.
Things moving around in the back. No, but in a way where it's like organic areas that should feel vibrant are very calculated in how they do it, which is saving money, yes, but once you notice it, you're like, oh, the biggest crime they've committed is Sing. I mean, I didn't care for that anyway, because I was like, it's X Factor but with animals. I couldn't give a shit.
Yeah, the whole premise of that has just had me turned off straight away.
But the biggest crime with that one is, if you watch I Hate Everything's video about it on YouTube, he has an entire section where he tracks down...
And you can't make me!
Where he tracks down the same crocodile background extra in it, and they're in like sort of like every single shot where there is someone in the background, that crocodile appears sometimes twice in the same frame. Or in a way where it's like one camera angle's here, one camera angle's there, it's like that's the same crocodile. And it's sort of like, oh, that's really shit. Do you know what I mean? And it makes you appreciate the effort that goes into the other studios in developing those worlds and making them bigger. You know what I mean? It's like this. It's like watching the Helm's Deep fight at the end of Two Towers.
Yes.
And then watching the same company and the same technology, but on a cheaper scale, doing the Ubervamp army in the Buffy finale. It's like you're doing the same thing, but that one is noticeably cheaper than that one.
So it's a bit like The Hobbit.
Yeah. We nearly bought them yesterday in HMV because Lucy's been on a big Lord of the Rings kick, and the Blu-ray box set of The Hobbit is £16.
Wow.
I would rather spend $15.99 on the weird 2-4 deal they're doing for like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. at the minute.
I would rather spend $15.99 on anything else.
Instead, I was like, don't do it now. And then I bought the Alice Cooper DVD that was downstairs.
Ah.
It's the Welcome to My Nightmare TV special with Vincent Price. And
nice.
It's great. I've seen like 20 minutes of it and it's odd as fuck.
The Black Widow. Right, let's run through the rest of this year quickly. So in also
go!
Also in November we've got Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald.
Couldn't give a shit.
Robin Hood. Ralph Breaks the Internet.
So I give a shit. Did you see the Merida clip that came out this week?
No, I've seen the meme that it's become.
I've not seen the meme yet.
It's basically people putting like the text of various Scottish things over images of Merida. So someone's done it. Tom Taylor, who the comics writer, has done it with the Choose Life speech.
Oh, from Trainspotting.
Okay, so it's just the text of that speech with the screen caps of Merida.
It's pretty great, which is also quite clever as well, considering the casting.
A bunch of people have put the Scottish Twitter memes text on top of it, so it's things like, great. I went to drive through and got 4 drinks, and they asked me to want a cup holder, and I said, no, fine, I'm a fucking octopus. So stuff like that.
Basically, she's ranting about the plot of her movie, and Vanellope turns to like Elsa or something and goes like, I can't understand a word she's saying. She's like, neither can we. It's okay. She's from the other studio. And she goes, oh. And it's like, that's kind of fun.
Nice.
It's a fun little moment. I'm looking forward to Ralph Breaks the Internet. I hate the title. And I don't know if it makes it okay that they acknowledge that it's the wrong title in the previous trailer. It's funny that they do, but it's like...
Yes.
Because she says, like, but wouldn't Ralph Breaks the Internet be better? And she goes, you're not wrong.
It's like, you're not wrong.
Okay?
You're not wrong.
Maybe call it that then.
On a related note, I finally watched Tangled last weekend.
Was it your first time?
Yes.
Isn't it fucking wonderful?
Lovely.
And Alan Menken can write songs like a motherfucker. Like no other Disney contributor can like compose the sort of shit he's done in terms of that music.
It's just so lovely.
It's just freaking wonderful.
And I don't know what else to say about it other than it's lovely.
Mandy Moore is amazing.
Yes.
Gothel is a great villain.
Yes.
Her end is traumatic.
Yes.
Freaking Ron Perlman's in there.
Yes.
Twice.
Yes.
Brad Garrett's in there. Not being Eeyore, but being a concertinist.
No, you're very good.
With his hook hands.
Very good.
I love that movie.
It's very good.
I love it. And you're gonna have to come around and watch it in 3D sometime, just for the lantern scene.
Okay.
The lantern scene in 3D is spectacular.
Okay.
And we'll sit there and cry and spoon.
It's a date.
Also,
finishing up this year.
You look and go. You look and go.
Finishing up this year in December, we get Immortal Engines, which is the Peter Jackson cities that eat each other thing, and Bumblebee. I have very little to say about either of these movies. Peter Jackson is in a hole filmmaking wise after The Hobbit, I think.
Yeah.
Bumblebee is.
Do we not get Edge of Spider-Verse before the end of the year?
Apparently not.
Oh, it's touted for a Christmas release.
I
think they've missed one out.
I think we've missed one out. This is only from last week. So yes, we are obviously getting into the Spider-Verse. I don't know why they've not put that on.
Because I just realised the lass who stars in Bumblebee is Gwen into the Spider-Verse, so she's going to own Christmas, basically.
Oh, yes. I'm going to check the Into the Spider-Verse release date on the old HimDb's.
Hey, HimDb's.
What we got?
HimDb's. Put it through your HimDb's lens.
HimDb's. It is currently slated for December 14th in the UK. Expected.
We're getting it before Christmas.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet!
Yes. How was that for a Christmas present? Right, moving up into next year, stuff to look forward to.
And I'll be in Pantoland with my Odeon thingy card. And I'll be able to go and see it as many times as I want when I'm not on stage in tights. Great.
Hey! In January.
Fuck it. I'm writing the panto. I may as well just write a scene where I can leave and go watch Into the Spider-Verse.
It's a 2-hour long scene. Just all chill.
Where did Chris go? Well.
January, we get Glass. I think we've made our feelings on Glass quite clear.
Yeah.
I'm conflicted.
Curious but offended.
February, we get the Lego Movie 2, the second part, which looks fabulous.
Yeah.
Continuing the trend of great Lego movies.
Yeah. So I've seen Ninjago. I think it's on Netflix. No, it's just come out on Blu-ray, hasn't it?
I
no, it
think
came out on
on
Blu-ray.
Netflix.
Oh, right, there we go. I'm going to have to watch it.
It's either on Netflix or Amazon Prime.
I want to see it for the...
Have you not seen Lego Ninjago?
I want to see it for the goodies-inspired final act.
It's very good. I saw it knowing nothing about Ninjago.
Yeah.
And I have now become very familiar, thanks to the various children in my life, with the Ninjago TV show, which is the worst. But the movie doesn't carry anything over from the TV show to the thing, because it's the... I think the idea is it's supposed to be the same basement or at least household as
the Lego movie, the Lego Batman movie.
No, it isn't, but it's a similar conceit.
Okay, because the Lego Batman movie takes place in the same basement as the Lego movie because of the brief bit about the world crumbling.
Yeah.
You can see Emmett in the footage and stuff. It's like, and it's also the same Batman.
Yes. But it's good fun. The Lego Movie 2, I just love the fact that they're using Lego Friends.
Yes!
And the cuteness, the weaponized cuteness of it.
Because they sort of tease it with Duplo at the end of the first one, don't they? The idea that the younger sister's going to be bringing stuff to the table, quite literally.
And, just the... And also the fact that they haven't needed to say it, it's just been obvious what it is from the shape of the minifigs.
Yes.
And the heart that says hello and explodes. So good.
If someone doesn't mech suit up in a Bionicle in that movie, I'll be very surprised.
Oh,
bring that shit back.
Oh,
that was their the most profitable line for years. Wasn't it?
Yeah. Have you watched
Toys That Made Us?
Toys That Made Us. Yeah.
No, because even I wasn't a Bionicle kid, but I had like 2 of them. I still was like, that's freaking awesome. Can I have one?
I didn't have any of them, but they did look cool.
I customised one into a Predator.
Nice.
Like I used plastic ties to give it the dreads because it had a mask like the Predators.
They all look kind of Predator-esque.
When you took the mask off, like the piece that held the mask in looked like the mandibles.
Oh,
yeah.
Nice.
So I made a Predator and give it arm blades. I've got it in the house somewhere. I'll have to find it.
March. We've got a few things lined up. We've got Chaos Walking. I have no idea what that is.
9 indeed. Nicked.
How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World. Looks good.
Yeah.
Like those movies have been great.
Hipster Hiccup.
Yep, Hipster Hiccup and more Toothless. Love Toothless.
Toothless loves you.
Oh, Wonder Park, which is Paramount and Nickelodeon.
Wonder Park.
I don't know what that is. And of course the live action Dumbo.
Which I think I'm more confused about more than anything.
Yeah.
When did we get the first trailer for that? Like back in May?
Yeah.
And it's coming out next April? March?
Yeah.
What?
Chaos Walking is Daisy Ridley and Tom Holland. And it's a dystopian future where there are no women, apart from Daisy Ridley, and all living creatures can hear each other's thoughts in a stream of images, words, and sounds called noise.
So it's a quiet place.
I think it's
a quiet place and Why the Last Woman.
I think it's a YA thing.
Oh.
I think it's a YA
thing. Yeah, it's based on a Patrick Ness book.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah, I believe it is.
Oh, it fucking is as well. Based on the novel by Patrick Ness, screenplay by Patrick Ness, Gary Spinelli, John Lee Hancock, Lindsay Beer, and Charlie Kaufman. That's a lot of writers.
That's a lot of people. As long... that's the problem is that's 2 really charismatic leads.
Oh, yeah.
In a work I couldn't give a shit about.
Yeah, it's a weird one, isn't it?
Is that a screen grab?
That's an on-set photo.
They look hilarious.
They do look hilarious.
They look wrong.
Yes, they do look wrong. They do. It's... no good. No good. What is Wonder Park? Wonder Park is...
It's what Germans say when they're happy with something.
Ah, Wonder Park. It is a magnificent
That was
amusement...
a language joke. That was quite highbrow for a joke.
It is the story of a magnificent amusement park where the imagination of a wildly creative girl named June comes to life. It's...
Oh, it's an animation. Yeah, I remember seeing a trailer and thinking,
Starring the voices of Brianna Denske, who's a young girl who seems to be the central girl, Jennifer Garner, Ken Hudson, Keenan Thompson, Mila Kunis, John Oliver, Ken Jeong, Norbert Leo Butts, Matthew Broderick, people.
What country is it that's producing it? That's the question.
Is
because this seems to be one of these. I'm getting a vibe that it's a European movie.
Spanish.
Yeah,
and it's
there's
Paramount.
a lot of these that come out, especially in UK cinemas, like the Robinson Crusoe one and the ballerina one and stuff, where they're like they don't translate particularly well.
It's a Nickelodeon joint though. So.
Yeah, no, some of these are as well, but like they get a dub, and the dub comes out, and it's like the animation's nice, but it's sort of like it's erring on the cloudy with the chance of meatballs style thing, yet trying to play up the epicness at the same time.
Yeah,
but relying on the goofy style. So it's like stylistically they've not found a way to make it work, and they usually come with terrible trailers.
Yeah,
and it's always a big celebrity voice cast, but it gets a quiet release and no one ever sees it. And it's really weird.
Is that the best?
I don't know. Because these movies sort of don't make a dent at all. And the reviews are always middling. I think it's just a lost in translation thing. I think it's just like certain styles of humour in different parts of Europe are a bit different to how they are in the UK and things like that. And so it's
You know what else this list is missing?
Oh? Me?
Captain Marvel.
Oh, what the fook?
And it doesn't have the comic book based superhero stuff on it, that's why.
The turds?
I'm going to find it.
We're going to locate it.
So
using our science.
Yeah, in terms of actual comic book movies, we've still got Venom to come this year in October. Aquaman in December. And Alita Battle Angel in December.
Oh, it's finally coming out. Wasn't that meant to have a summer release originally?
No idea.
Because the trailer for that dropped like early this year with a whole like, it's coming soon! And then they were like, oh no, it's coming later.
Guess what's slated for my birthday?
Oh, I?
Hellboy.
Really?
Apparently so.
Would you like some David Harbour for your birthday?
On this list, they've also still got... This list was updated on July 31st, but they've also got X-Men Dark Phoenix still listed for February 14th. Along with New Mutants for August 2nd next year, which I don't think is happening.
Ever. Well, I think... Isn't one of them now also having reshoots? I think it might be New Mutants. I think New Mutants is having more reshoots.
I don't know what's going on with
which sounds to me like they're trying to backwards shuffle it into something else now. Either tonally or continuity-wise.
But it's going to be a hell of a summer next year, because we've got Captain Marvel in March, that's starting things off early. We've got Shazam on the 5th of April. We have got...
Oh, I love that one.
We've got John Wick 3 in May.
Aye.
We've got, before that, about a week before that, we've got the untitled Avengers film. The still untitled Avengers film. It's gonna be Avengers Forever. It's gonna be Avengers Forever.
No.
It's not gonna be Avengers 4 ever.
Which it should be.
It's gonna be
or at least in the marketing it should be.
It's gonna be Avengers Forever because it's gonna be about time travel.
No.
What's it going to be then?
No.
What's it going to be then?
How Thanos got his groove back.
Yay!
That's what it'll be called.
Thanos' new groove. It is a Disney giant after all. What do you reckon? What do you reckon the title's going to be for Avengers, the 4th one?
Breaking 2.
Electric Boogaloo.
Thanos Boogaloo.
Full Tilt 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Storm Breaking 2.
Thanos
Boogaloo.
No.
There we go.
No.
Avengers 4. Here's where we shove X-Men in.
Avengers 4. #rehire James Gunn.
Yeah, alright. I'm down. I'm down with that title.
Confirmed. Avengers 4 title is Avengers 4 #rehire James Gunn.
Avengers 4. Hey, we know Captain Marvel came out last month, but come watch this, yeah? Yeah.
This list also has June...
Oh my god, that means 2 years in a row they'll have a film and another film in theatres at the same time. If Captain Marvel does anywhere as well as Black Panther did, it will be running at the same time.
And it may and Avengers 4 might also be still running at the same time as Spider-Man Far From Home, which is out in July.
Snap! So next year, we're getting another year like this year.
Yeah. Apparently, after last year, we've also got the Minecraft movie in May. Warner Brothers have got a Minecraft movie slate. Yep, so that looks like Men in Black. They are, in fact, in black.
It's annoying that they keep saying
what it
Men in
is.
Black film and these are our new leads. Like, that's plain and simple as that.
Apparently, we're getting another Shaft in June as well.
What?
Again? About a week before Toy Story 4.
Don't want
this.
As much as I think they've probably got a good story to tell, the story ended beautifully.
Yeah.
I don't want another one.
I don't know what they can do with it.
And those characters endure. Those toys still sell. Kids love them. So you don't need another movie to boost it.
And Disney are really, really pushing it because they've also got The Lion King in July. And Artemis Fowl in August.
Now that I'm intrigued about.
Yeah.
And I'm also intrigued we've not seen any teasers yet.
No, not yet.
Because I loved those books, and I think that they could make for excellent movies.
I've heard good things. I've never read one, but
they're really great. Like just spy, espionage, crime. It's like child Sherlock Holmes, who is the supervillain, meets a world of fairies and advanced technology.
Yeah.
And it's the first book is basically a hostage situation.
Okay.
It's great. Like, it's really, really good. And the second book's pretty great, and the third one was fine, and I trailed off after that.
Things cooled down a bit in September, as you'd imagine, but It Chapter 2 gets a surprisingly early release at the beginning of September, as opposed to an October Halloween release.
Okay, I'm down with that.
So that's we're just over a year away from that.
I'd like that now.
I'd like it yesterday.
Yeah.
I want it so bad. I hope it's good. Walt Disney are also giving us a Jungle Cruise movie in October.
Which, right, have you heard about the controversy this week?
No.
I was excited for the Jungle Cruise movie in the sense of...
But then they fired James Gunn.
It's a Jungle Cruise movie. Why? Oh, Dwayne Johnson's the main character. Okay, Disney family movie based on a Disney ride with Dwayne Johnson. Fuck it. I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt. I like these things. I hope it's good.
Yes.
Then they announced that Jack Whitehall's in it. I'm no Jack Whitehall fan. I think Jack Whitehall...
Oh, this is what that controversy...
Well, yeah.
Oh, okay,
I think Jack Whitehall has
I'm with
suffered from the same thing that I feel a lot of comedians on British television suffer from, which is channels, be it ITV or a BBC channel or a UK Gold Dave channel, get obsessed with them and they put them in everything.
Every panel show ever.
And as such, I get bored of them really quickly.
And
it's no fault of their own. I just get bored of them.
I'm not a huge fan of Jack Whitehall.
Well, like Catherine Ryan.
Yeah.
Bored of her.
Yeah.
She's funny. I'm bored of her. She's on everything. Dara O'Brien, I eventually got bored of him because they put him on everything.
And Go 8-Bit is terrible.
God.
It should be so good, but it's naff ass.
But like, you know, there's loads of, what's it? Ramesh, he's in everything.
Ramesh Ranganathan.
Bored of him. He's in everything. He's in everything. Same happened to Russell Howard. Jack Whitehall was one of those. He was one of the earlier ones. But not just that, I sort of find his stuff to be not that funny, and it's the sense of humour just jibes me. Maybe it's because I'm a working class lad.
Yeah, you definitely got an uphill struggle to convince me you're funny if you're already upper middle class.
Yeah. And again, like, humour has no barriers.
Not that I'm a
really.
classist.
No, but it is that whole thing of, like, his jokes are sort of like, wait, what? But I feel bad for him in this situation because he's been lumped with the modern internet problem of people being offended by stuff. So Disney shouldn't have done this. Here's how you be progressive. You just do it.
Yeah.
Right? You don't make a fanfare. So Beauty and the Beast remake's coming out, and Disney announced that Josh Gad as LeFou will be Disney's first gay character.
And then they don't do anything with it.
They don't do anything with it. There's hints that he fancies Gaston.
Yeah.
Which, to be fair, is in the original anyway.
Yeah.
And then he falls in love with a guy by the end. And that's it. And it's like, right, but also you made a story out of it in a way of going, look how progressive we are. And yet it's the comedy fucked up, mistreated villain character. So that's not progressive. It would be more progressive if you not made a fanfare and just do it. And it's just there. And then people see it and go, oh, that was kind of different. LeFou was gay and fancied Gaston. Okay, that's kind of different.
To quote Lindsay Ellis from her recent Beauty and the Beast review,
which was excellent.
Thanks, I hate it.
Yes. Ursula's crazy sister. So they announced that Jack Whitehall's character is going to be an incredibly sort of wacky sidekick character.
Oh, great. I can't wait to see Jack Whitehall play that.
And that he's going to be Disney's, quote, first openly gay character, unquote.
Oh, wow.
So, right, okay, fine, whatever. But again, you're doing that thing where you're going, hey guys, progressive.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. I don't care what sexual orientation the character is, as long as he's a funny character and, like, you know, his orientation is only really part of the story if maybe there's a love story or something like that. Do you know what I mean? Like, fair enough, go for it. The sexual orientation of the character is not key to the story. Just fucking, do you know what I mean? La la la. Whatever. Like, the best way to do representation is to just do it. Just do it.
Alright, Shia.
To fanfare like this is only going to lead to disappointment. But it's also led to a really weird reaction. Where people have been saying, so you've cast a straight actor in a gay role.
When
How progressive
plenty
of
of
you.
gay actors
Yeah.
they're looking for jobs, yeah.
Now, I would agree with that in some other circumstances. There's definitely other circumstances where you're like, hang on, you should do a trans character, for example.
Yeah.
Cast a trans actor. It is a heavily underutilised portion of the freaking acting community who gets sidelined for the Oscar bait thing of, but this actor's going to embody that part. Now, that's something where something needs to change. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But it is different for each situation. When it comes to sexuality, it's a character the person's playing.
I think it's more...
It's acting.
Someone... I can't remember who, so apologies for not giving credit. But someone on Twitter summed this up so well, where it's like... It's frustrating because, it's not so much that there's a problem of having straight actors play gay roles, but it's a double standard when you're having straight actors play gay roles, but you're getting gay actors being turned down for straight roles.
Yes.
So
that's where the real problem. That's where your offence should be directed, because there are things that need fixing. This isn't one of them. This is a role in a film.
I think all it's done is to highlight the fact that there is a double standard.
Oh, of course.
And it doesn't go both ways.
But what I'm saying is, in terms of the film's product itself, and Jack, I couldn't care less about him personally, but I feel tight in the situation. Whitehall is now coming under an avalanche of sort of criticism and offence for something that isn't his fault. This isn't Scarlett. This isn't Scarlett Johansson playing an Asian character, and then what's it? Who's the biography about?
I don't know.
There was a film she was assigned to this year, and then she jumped off of it. She was going to play a character. She was going to play.
I have a vague memory of this.
She was going to play a gentleman who identified as a gentleman, who was a lady, and they were again saying the whole thing of like, you could cast actors who actually, are sort of either transitioning or identify as different, their gender and sexuality are different things, and you could do this, you could do that. But you're not, and this is the second time she's done it in a row with the same director after having cast in Ghost in the Shell.
Yeah.
Where the character was, again, if it was just a flat-out American remake, it wouldn't be as sickly, but then in the actual movie, the person she was before she was changed was Japanese.
Yeah.
And it was like, really?
Yeah.
So there's this whole thing of, oh god. So these are places where you should get upset and make it known. In this instance, he's playing a character. The character happens to be gay. Now, had Disney not announced that, again, in this whole, look at how progressive we are, sort of publicity
We fired
thing.
James Gunn!
Yeah, but exactly. If they hadn't done that,
Yeah.
and it just happened, there wouldn't have been a problem. People, I don't think, would have made an outcry about it. Do you know what I mean? They would have just seen the movie and gone like, oh, it's kind of cool that one of our main characters was a positively represented gay character.
Positively represented.
Positively represented gay character. Do you know what I mean? Like that would have been more progressive.
I'm definitely in favour of more positive representation.
You swine. But instead, they're setting themselves up for a fall. And again, like you say, the good thing is it has highlighted hypocrisy within casting. But these guys aren't the ones committing the fault here.
It's the casting people it's the problem with.
Yeah. And again, like, but it's also in the realm of acting. You don't want to limit people necessarily to just their exact physical and sexual preferences, etc., etc.
Yeah.
Because that's not what acting's about.
No.
Like that's like saying, for example, if you wanted to do a production of King Lear,
yes,
and you cast a female actor in the role of Lear,
yeah,
that you can't do that. Well, yes, you absolutely fucking can. You go for that because it's a story All you have to do is to call the play King Lear if you want to make sure that people know which play it is.
Yeah.
Refer to the character as Queen Lear, or even just refer to them as King, and fuck it. Do you know what I mean?
Really
It's about watching the performance and the story being told. It's the James Bond thing. Idris Elba shouldn't be Bond. Why not? Why not? Because he's black and Bond isn't black. Why can't
I don't have a problem with that.
Why
Black
can't he
James
be
Bond.
black?
I just don't think Idris Elba's a particularly good fit for Bond. But I also don't particularly like Bond as a character. I think he's
exactly.
boring.
It's like, why can't he be black? Because he's not. All right. If your argument was because these films are carrying on the story of the Daniel Craig timeline, it would be rather strange for the character to suddenly change race in the middle. Fair enough. I think that's a valid argument. But your argument is Bond isn't black. Bond can be black. If they want to start the story again, Bond can easily be black.
If they want to go down the Bond is a codename thing, they can do that.
Exactly.
Also, I just think
it's what I'm saying is you shouldn't be limited by your gender, your sexuality to play whatever. Race, yes, that's a touchy one if it is part of the character's story and their world and their nature. You would not cast a white actor in the role of T'Challa because Wakanda is an African nation and their heritage and their origin is a big part of that character's story. So, you know what I mean? Like, there you go. Like, there's your thing. You wouldn't cast a white guy in the Eddie Murphy role in Coming to America because that fundamentally changes that character's story.
Yeah.
Like, the things like that have to be the way they are. Other than that, go nuts. Let everybody play everybody. Because I saw again a tweet in response to this saying, like, Jack Whitehall, a straight man, is playing a gay character in this film, and that's disgraceful. And someone replied to it like, "You're right. While we're at it, tell John Goodman he should not be a big blue monster, because he's not a big blue monster." Do you know what I mean? It's like, how dare Bradley Cooper be a raccoon? And it's like, yeah, you're being facetious, but at the same time, the point you're making is, no, like, this shouldn't be limited.
I don't know. I think I don't really care.
Yeah.
But
it's brought. I'll say this: it's brought a lot of publicity to a movie that a lot of people may not have cared about.
Jack Whitehall. So, but also, yes,
I'm just offended he's in the movie.
Sexuality shouldn't come into casting. So why can't we just agree on that? There we go. Let's agree on that. Let's all agree on that and never talk about it again. Back into next year.
Yes, the next film is Sexual Casting.
In October, we've got
out in April.
We've also got Joker. Apparently.
Next October, is that what it's slated for?
Yeah,
this is the
4th.
Scorsese produced one.
Yeah.
Right.
And also Addams Family and Zombieland 2.
Now that was a surprise. It came the fuck out of nowhere. And it'll be coming out on the 10th anniversary of the original movie's release, which is a weird thought. And apparently they're all signed onto it. The 4 main actors are signed onto it.
So they better fucking start shooting soon, right?
I think they're going into production. That's why they announced it recently.
Excellent.
Because I think it's that whole people are going to see it and know what it is.
Excellent.
I'm down with that. I'm down for a Zombieland sequel. I'm down for an animated Addams Family. I still don't know how I feel about them using the original designs, but that's only because I'm so married to the live action versions that it's a weird thought to see them looking like that. But we'll see. We'll see. It's just like Oscar Isaac is Gomez Addams. Oh, we got this amazing casting. The voice of Gomez Addams. But he could totally fucking play him though. Like, put him on camera. He could play Gomez Adams.
I think he's
never going to be as good as Raul Julia. Let's be honest. No one is.
Who is? For him, it was just a Tuesday. Also,
of course.
Let's finish up this year, then we get into. Let's finish up next year and get into emails. Next November, we're looking at Wonder Woman 84, starting off the month.
Is that the only 2 DC films next year then in the DCEU?
Shazam and Wonder Woman 84, yeah.
Yeah, interesting. Okay. They're slowing down.
Yes, well, they've got a kind of...
Again.
Yeah. Also, apparently we're getting the next James Bond film in November, but I wouldn't count on it. We're also getting...
It's pre-pro, though.
I think so, yeah. We're also
Daniel
getting
Craig's last, directed by Danny Boyle.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So I'm intrigued to see. Like,
I mean...
I think that's the reason Craig said yes to it. It's like, if I'm going to go out, I want to be directed by Danny Boyle.
I have problems with Bond as a character.
Oh yeah, I know what you mean.
I've lost my taste for those films.
I can still enjoy those movies knowing he's an unscrupulous bastard and just appreciate them as action movies.
He's
with a flawed
essentially a
protagonist.
rapist. Like,
modern Bond, not so much. Modern Bond, not so much. But you go back and watch the old ones, and it's dodgy.
It's kind of skeezy. We're also getting the untitled Terminator movie in November. The as yet untitled Frozen sequel. Another as yet untitled Jumanji sequel, apparently.
Yeah, what?
Which that's going to kick
Well,
off December.
the amount of money the first one made, they were going to make another one.
Yeah, that's going to kick off December, along with an apparently untitled He-Man and Masters of the Universe film, which I know nothing about.
I mean, I'm game. I'm game if they are. As long as it is as camp as hell, and it's just bulging pectorals in tiny pants, and they just go for it.
Is it going to be the Money Supermarket adverts versions of Skeletor and He-Man?
No.
Because I'd watch that.
No, stop.
With them dancing.
You're encouraging insurance and banks to make more adverts using 80s iconography.
But
why do Shaggy and Scooby need a loan? They don't.
Because they don't
need a loan.
Snacks.
Top Cat, fair enough. He's buying a new bin to live in.
is in
some
for about
weird shit.
Fucking $5,000 to his fucking dealer. He needs to get that loan to pay off this loan. Because the interest for a loan shark is much, much higher than it is for a bank. He can manage the bank interest, not the loan shark interest. He was in a dark place at that time, and he needed to get some.
When you need your Scooby snacks, you need them bad, man.
You gotta get them, Scoob.
These Scooby snacks are costing me a packet, man.
So yeah, who fucking knows? But
ironically, their loan shark is a man dressed as a shark. And all they need to do to foil him is get close enough and pull the head off.
Okay.
But they're too scared.
Finishing out next year.
If they confess to their mates, then Velma could help them out.
Yes.
But they're too frightened.
Finishing out next year, which is about as far as we'll go for now. We have got the movie adaptation of Wicked.
We've had that. It's called The Great and Powerful Oz. The
Hey!
Great and Powerful. It's the same fucking story. It's the same fucking story. I'm bored of it. I don't want to know the origins of the Wicked Witch. It makes her less of an intimidating character.
I know, but Wicked's a better story than Oz the Great and Powerful, to be fair.
That's true, but Wicked is also shit. Don't at me! It's shit! It's the X-Men Origins Wolverine of musicals.
It's got some pretty good songs.
It has some damn good songs in it, yes.
But
it also has some damn awful songs in it.
Yeah.
And it makes you hate every character. It's so weird.
Speaking of hating every character,
Star
Wars Episode 9.
Yeah.
It's still as yet untitled. That's coming out end of next year. It's now in production. They're filming it. It's happening, okay. They're not remaking The Last Jedi. What if they are, though?
I want Episode 9 to be a wonderful close to this story, but I also
Skywalker saga.
But I want it to be a close to the Skywalker saga, but I want that to be its subtext. I want the story to finally be a story about these characters.
Well, no, because I think
I want Finn and Rey and Kylo to be the focus of the story and their story to wrap up.
There's every chance that this is going to end with Kylo Ren either being redeemed or killed. Why not both? Who knows? So I think it will be a definitive end. An actual definitive end to the Skywalker saga.
To Adam Two Sculpt's driver.
Adam Two Sculpts. They call him Two Sculpts
because he gets two action figures, and neither of them look quite like him.
And what we'll see after that of Star Wars?
Nothing. Let it go away.
Let
it just be an area in Disneyland.
Let it have a little rest for a bit.
Let it die.
And then do another one, maybe. But because I think Daisy Ridley's already said she doesn't want to do any more for a while.
Give us an Obi-Wan Star Wars story, and then call it a day.
Apparently, according to Ewan McGregor, not on the cards.
I know.
But he's not going to admit it,
But he keeps openly going, but if they want to...
Yeah.
Which I think means he's had a chat with them.
I would have thought
It's gone quiet, and he's the one who's quite... Yeah, I think he's just being honest. I think he's like, yeah, I would like to do it, and if they want to, give me a call.
Give me a call. Choose Tatooine. Choose the desert. Choose an awful lot of sand.
Choose a wretched hive of scum and villainy.
Choose crate dragons.
Choose the death sentence in 17 systems.
Choose sand people, who always return in greater numbers. Right, after that nonsense, let's get on with some emails. This long one comes in from Tom Bonte, which we didn't get to last week because it's so long.
Tom, IMAX Marathon Monty.
And also, there is a question at the end of this which is going to have us at each other's throats, / banging our heads against the walls.
Last Jedi?
/ no.
Oh.
No, I'll say you'll...
Because I was going to say we've been very amicable with Last Jedi.
Yes, we've been very amicable about The Last Jedi.
That means it's about class, doesn't it?
No.
Alright.
It says, Dear Chris and Matt, I apologise with all of my hearts for the fact that I haven't sent anything for the last couple of weeks, so I've regrettably produced a significantly long one to make up for it.
Dirty bastard.
Definitely have. It must take you a while to squeeze this one out. I watched Incredibles 2 finally and wasn't disappointed. Only problem I had was that the villain was pretty predictable, but even then I thought the screenslaver was effective. Also, one nitpick for me that was that Dash's animation, for me at least, looked significantly different to what he looked like in the original, and I wouldn't call the transition between the two voice actors seamless.
Oh, then again, we never watched them back to back. So.
Yeah, maybe if I watched it a bit closer to, maybe I would be.
When watching it was like, that's Dash. That's Dash. But I will agree on the animation. He did feel different. I think it's just because he was able to openly be himself in this one.
Also, all the animation has had a serious upgrade.
Yeah.
Oh, God, yeah. Character models have had a serious upgrade.
If you watch them back to back, it makes the first one look like piss flaps.
Yeah.
Ooh. But no, not that bad. Ugh. But the storytelling of the first one is, I think, still better than the second one. But whatever. No. I like the second one a lot.
And Matt, I had a similar disruptive experience in my cinema showing it, but it involved a child in the seat behind me constantly asking his father questions. I can forgive this child's innocent mind, but it was pretty goddamn annoying to hear that through a sequel to a film I had urgently been waiting for since I was probably younger than him. Check your privilege, Tom.
Check your privilege.
Check your privilege.
Kick the kid in the mouth. No, don't kick the kid in the mouth. Don't do it.
It's not a kid's fault.
Tom Monty arrested for kicking child in the mouth in the past.
Here's some Doctor Who stuff for you.
Oh, does that mean that 2 lifelong Doctor Who fans have to reluctantly answer a Doctor Who question? Or 2?
Or 4.
Jesus wept, Tom Monty!
And they're not short ones either.
Oh my God, Tom Monty.
I'm pretty worried / upset about the news that all of the episodes in Series 11 will be single stories. Is this confirmed?
I believe so.
Okay.
I don't know if they've confirmed whether or not there'll be a thread, but the individual episodes will be self-contained, and there are 10 in total.
I wouldn't mind it as much if we still got a
yes, that old chestnut.
I wouldn't mind it as much if we still got a finale 2-parter, because I think the final story should always be a multiple part story. I feel like Doctor Who needs, and it's big needs. Big old fun.
Big old needs.
Multiple part stories in each series, because I do love a good cliffhanger.
I wouldn't be
You've been well served by Doctor Who in your time then.
To
what extent do you agree, disagree, and what do you feel about this news?
I wouldn't be surprised if Episode 9 led into Episode 10, but wasn't.
Wait, we're talking about Star Wars or Doctor Who?
Doctor Who, but wasn't necessarily a Part 1, Part 2. Do you know what I mean? More like a Utopia into Sound of Drums, where it was like you can watch those 3 as a 3-part or as a 2-part, and the episode before them leads beautifully into them.
The big bombastic season finale is a very modern thing.
And to be fair, Doctor Who hasn't done it in recent years.
For better or worse.
Series 8 was the last one, I think.
Yeah.
Hang on, what was Series 9's finale? Oh, no, Series 9 was, again, self-contained parts, but they led into each other. It was Heaven Sent and Hellbent.
And Face the Raven leading into Hellbent.
Yeah, but all the same, the episodes were their own individual story, with their own individual feel. Dark Water, Death in Heaven was the last one where it was like, this is Part 1 and Part 2.
Yeah.
Series 10, what was Series 10's finale? The Cyberman story. Oh no, that was a 2-part, wasn't it?
2-part, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I know what I'm saying. So it's basically that Series 10 wasn't a big, it's the end of the world scenario.
It was the end of that world.
It was the end of this farm on a floor of a spaceship, maybe. Which was refreshing, but also it does kind of feel like the big spectacular thing of modern television wasn't there. I just want it to be good. I don't care what scale the story is.
I'm not particularly fussed about the format as long as it's good.
I think it'd be cool to save your end of the universe story till the last one of your series, so that every other episode isn't everything in creation's going to end. It's always a smaller story. It's like we need some more like Horrors of Fang Rock. Do you know what I mean? Where it's just these people in this room are going to die if we don't do a thing. Like we need more of them. And then save your big universe ender for your last episode.
We need more panicked women screaming and then Leela slapping them in the face. That's what we need more of in Doctor Who.
Go and watch Horror of Fang Rock, folks.
So good. Yes.
What is it he says when he first enters the lighthouse?
I can't remember.
It's something like, as a creature of the Earth, we're all going to die. Or something like that. He's just smiling because he's obviously thinking like, I'm going to solve. It starts out like, it's like he's going to solve it, but he doesn't realise how sensitive that sounds to all the people around him who are shitting themselves.
I'm not. I get what you mean about Doctor Who needing cliffhangers, but I think so much of that feeling has been absorbed into the opening pre-credit sting now.
Yeah.
And it has been since the series came back, because multiple part stories have not been the norm for so long. But Doctor Who is so saturated with the idea of cliffhangers, but I think that the pre-credit sting is a really good place to put them.
Then again, I wouldn't mind a dip back into the 60s style, which they did for Smile going into Thin Ice, where the end of the episode tagged what the next one might be.
Yeah.
It's like the end of Smile was them opening the doors and there's the elephant on the ice. It was like, what? And they went to the credits, which the 60s one was all about. It was like, the adventure's over. Right, I'm just going to fiddle with the dial and we'll move away. And the camera moves to the dial and the radiation goes up. You're like, oh.
Well, they straight up had the next week and the title of the episode, or next episode, The Roof of the World, or whatever.
Yeah, so I'd be down for something like that. I think that'd be kind of cool. And then you'd have to do next time trailers. That's your tease for next week.
If you were the production designer...
Aye.
On Doctor Who Series 11.
Aye.
Describe what your new TARDIS interior would look like. Primary colour, primary material, etc.
A creche.
A creche. Have you been...
Just a ball pit. You just step in and you fall into a ball. And then every time they open the doors as they're climbing out, that odd ball just like drops out and rolls away. And there's a conspiracy, like someone like Clyde of the future's like, here it is, photographs from the late 1800s, these little plastic balls everywhere.
Plastic ball.
They found a plastic ball at the top of a volcano. And eventually she only changes the interior again when she's like, oh, we're running out of balls. Let's change it now.
It would be an Apple store. Full of very helpful people in t-shirts.
The companion walks to the Genius Bar and she goes, oh wait, hang on. And she runs to the other end, disappears and comes back up in an Apple t-shirt and goes, hello.
Or you walk up to the central console and it goes, I'm sorry, you'll have to make an appointment for 3 weeks' time. All our geniuses are busy.
Well, tell you what, come over here.
Tell you.
Right, 3 weeks have gone by.
Have another look.
Let's have a gander.
Why don't you have
Your
a look
iPod's
at
knackered,
our new MacBook. I tell you what, this doesn't work anymore and we can't travel in time, but if you pay $200, then I will give you a new refurbished time travel thing. The Time Rotor. I really like the wood panel look from season 13, 14.
You're a dirt.
I really like it. It just needs a proper time rotor.
Yeah, and maybe some flourish in the walls. Like, instead of it just being walls, like bookshelves or something, like, to make it look more like a library. I think that's why I love the Eighth Doctor's TARDIS, because it's what that TARDIS could have been.
Yeah. I want the wood paneling, sort of library-esque, wood paneling and bookshelves on the walls, but with the roundels. And they can slide back to be screens or whatever, or even project.
And have it be warm feeling.
Yeah,
have it feel warm.
That warm wood, maybe a fireplace.
Yeah.
To just because why not have a fireplace in a time machine? I don't think you need the 2-level thing anymore. You don't need the gantry anymore.
Yeah, don't. Just give us a room. Have branching paths, maybe.
Yeah.
Have doors leading elsewhere.
Have a nice size room.
Because like the original TARDIS had that, and Matt's first one was like that, and it looked really cool.
Yeah. But and then for the central console, go something a bit more steampunky, like the Eighth Doctor style TARDIS. And I like the teeth of the time rotor coming together.
That did look really good. Yeah,
as opposed to it just going up and down, but then meeting in the middle. Meet in the middle, still blue and glowy, meet in the middle and with a bit of rotation.
Matt's undulating his hands to illustrate the point, and it just looks like he's kneading dough.
I am kneading dough.
In midair.
So yeah, that's my...
I'm always kneading dough.
That's my TARDIS interior. Warm wood, steampunky console, homely library-esque feeling. Because it's so juxtaposition to what it actually is. But... because it's a time machine, but then when you get down to it, it's also his home.
Yeah, and it's the Jules Verne thing, like that kind of style.
Very much that, which...
like, brings back... Especially because she's in...
that being said,
she's in quite modern clothes.
Yeah.
It would be a fun juxtaposition to have a Doctor in, the Edwardian Victorian style room in modern stuff. It would be a nice little, hang on, that doesn't fit! And, But it's like she's too attached to it because in her previous lives he was really fond of it. So it's like, fuck it, I love it. You know what I mean? That'd be fun.
Do you think all 3 of the new companions will still be alive and or in the TARDIS in Series 12?
I hope so.
In other words, does Chris Chibnall have substantial balls enough to kill off a new companion in their first series? And is that something you would like to see?
I don't think it's a question of having balls, because killing the companion off has now become a thing.
Yeah.
And I don't want that.
If it serves the story
that
you're right, if it serves the story that you're writing that you kill the companion off, then why not? But I have no particular desire to see a companion killed off, and I don't think it's a particularly ballsy move. I think it's just a
death should be death should be a constant in Doctor Who. It should be a constant threat, and it should be reinforced often to show that the threats are real.
But that's why you have a new supporting cast every episode.
Yes, that's why.
So
that is why. So you don't kill off your main cast all the time. It works for shows like Game of Thrones, where the whole thing is a survival of the fittest, last man standing sort of story. But Doctor Who isn't that. It's a story about exploration and daring do and adventure and death and life and all these things.
Yeah.
Like, you should explore them with your cast.
And the Moffat era...
And have them experience it.
The Moffat era had far too much death and resurrection.
Yeah.
That it just ceased to mean anything. It's like, by the end of it, I was like, I just don't care. I don't care.
Death meant nothing in Doctor Who.
Because there are no stakes. There are no stakes whatsoever.
Or chips.
Or chips.
Steak and chips.
Steak and chips. I'm having corn steak tonight. Anyway,
how is corn steak?
I don't know. I'm going to find out.
Oh, is it first time?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I like corn mince though, so okay.
I'm okay with corn mince. I like it in bolognese.
Yeah.
It's bolognese.
Yeah.
It's ground up and.
Could you briefly
Yeah.
go through all 10 series of Doctor Who 2005 and give percentage value for the amount of that particular series that you like? Each series includes that year's Christmas special, and let's say Series 4 includes 2009 specials. E.g., after calculating my percentage value for Series 3, it turns out I like 64% of it, which is surprising because it's my favourite series. When I say briefly, I understand this might be quite a long question to answer, especially if you were to do it accurately with all the calculations. I hope you have the most beautiful of weeks, Tom Monty.
Sorry, who?
Tom Monty.
You can't do that briefly.
You've gone mad, haven't you, Tom?
You've gone insane,
You've
Tom.
actually gone mad.
You've been storing up these emails so long you've gone nuts.
We've now got to assign a percentage value to our enjoyment of each series of Doctor Who.
Tom, we'll get you the help you need.
Okay.
But for free.
Here
So we're just going to read a Wikipedia article.
Here we're going to go. Series 1, Christopher Eccleston's first season, 95%.
100%.
100%.
Fantastic.
100% fantastic. Series 2, David Tennant, 100% fantastic.
90%.
90%?
Yeah,
What's your
solid.
sticking point?
Just the fear her, and also the sappy stuff does serve a purpose.
Oh shit, Love and Monsters is in season 2. 30%.
Oh, God, it does. The sappy stuff does. The sappy stuff does serve a purpose by the impact of the series end, but it's not quite as solid as series 1. There you go.
Cox.
Series 3.
Series 3. 75%.
90% again.
Don't like Martha.
90%. I like Martha.
Don't
I don't
like
think
Martha.
Freema Rajaman's performance is particularly worthy of the character's arc by that point in her career, but I like the character's arc a lot.
I think I might be the other way around, you know. I think I might prefer Freema Rajaman as an actor, but not like Martha as a character.
Oh,
I
interesting.
think it might be that way around.
I like her as an actor, but I don't think she was as good in Doctor Who as she is now. Do you know what I mean? Like, she's a stronger performer now.
Yeah. Well, aren't we all? Series 4.
Gillette!
Series 4
Best a man can get.
and the 2009 specials.
Oh, if we count the 2009 specials, 100%.
81%.
Oh, hang on, 95%, because Planet of the Dead's in there.
Planet of the Dead's fine. No, it's not. It's rubbish.
But Waters of Mars is in there.
Water and Mars is in there.
Spectacular.
And End of Time is
Excellent
fine.
event television.
Yeah, it's fine for what it is. And also, 81% is literally just an arbitrary percentage that I assigned in it compared to my relative entertainment value.
We're all gonna die one day. None of this matters.
I'm not calculating to specific percentages for how many episodes of Doctor Who I enjoy per season, because I'm going to die one day and I'll never get that time back.
That being said, season 5.
That being said, season 5,
100%.
90%.
I love season 5.
Yeah, maybe I do love season 5.
I love it.
I need to rewatch it. It's been so long since I've rewatched it.
I love it.
Season 6, about 75%.
About 70%. It's where I
Season-
started to fall out of love with the modern show.
Season 7, about 70%.
About 60 for me.
Season 7,
Series 7. Yeah, Series 7.
that's the first half of it is Amy and Rory, and then the second half of it is Clara.
So we'll count Day of the Doctor and Time of the Doctor separately
Season
then as
7.
an item.
Yeah.
We'll count them separately as an item. Day of the Doctor and Time of the Doctor, 70%.
70%.
Series 8.
60%.
60%. Series
Yeah.
9, 30%.
Yeah, so if that.
If that.
I didn't even see all of season 9. I didn't even bother
Series
watching
10, 50%.
Yeah, 50, maybe 55.
Yeah.
There
There you go.
It was generally better.
There you go, folks.
That's a completely arbitrary percentages for you.
Because we're gonna die one day, but in the meantime, here's not all.
This one comes in from James, and I have a request to read it in the voice of DC Harry Bat from Dick and Dom in the Bungalow.
Detective Inspector
If
Harry
you-
Bat,
if you know who he is.
Northern Geordie Copper.
Alternatively, you can do it in your normal voice and have the whole thing sound rather stupid. It's been mostly written with Harry Bat's voice in mind. Up to you.
Do you want to read it as Harry Bat? Or do you want to at least give us a near body move?
So he's Geordie, is he?
He's a Geordie Copper. He's played by Ian Kirkby. Bloody funny
Alright.
character.
So I just have to keep
big
thinking,
handlebar moustache.
have to think
long coat and hair.
I have to keep thinking
Beautiful
that
locks.
I am in fact Brian Johnson, former singer of AC/DC, who before being in
I wouldn't be
AC/DC
surprised if that was part
was
of the impression.
in fact
Part of the impression.
in a band called Geordie. He was.
Go as long as you feel you can.
Nobody move you two. You're both Nick, and you're coming with me down to the station for a bit of interrogation. Right.
I should hope so too.
I've been meaning to send this email for about 2 months now.
No.
No, 2 months now. I got to see that lovely man who has double the amount of blood in his body, Michael Ball, in the recent production of Chess at the London Coliseum, which was produced by that pesky bugger, Michael Grade.
Oh.
It was absolutely spectacular. Despite Mr. Grade's involvement, I only hold whose cancellation against him. I'm sure he's really a lovely man. I think it might be my favourite musical, although I have a great love for guys and dolls. So we shall see.
They're going to fight. Get the casts to fight.
What I want to know is, do you know Chess? And if so, what do you think about it? I've always wanted to know what you mean when you say, oh, meats. Is it like saying something's good? I always end up laughing along with you anyway and saying it myself, so I assume that's what you mean.
Oh, God.
I'm in France for the next 3 and a bit months on a paid internship, so it doesn't look like I'm going to see Ant-Man and Wasp anytime soon, unless I go see it in French. So was my prediction about the post-credit scene with Scott and his daughter and Hope and her parents being connected to Infinity War correct in the slightest? And finally, have you considered doing more film commentaries, as that Amazing Spider-Man 2 one was great and we need more, possibly when Chris does more panto and you need to fill a week. Oh, and one last thing. London 1965! You're on the clock. If you answer all my questions, I'll let you go free. From Harry Bat. I mean, James.
Thanks,
Jesus,
James.
that's exhausting.
Near body move.
Near body move.
Harry Bat is one of the greatest characters in children's television, criminally under appreciated. He is truly a
Chris,
work of art.
The musical. Oh, and he also sent us a follow-up email to just to clarify. The London 1965 was in reference to the recent Five Who fans sketch, not in fact the Twitch stream meme. But the Five Who fans sketch was a reference to the mix. Oh my god, I've gone cross-eyed.
We're so scared,
So-
alone, and frightened of dying that to actually talk to people.
So
I love that
yes,
sketch. I love the quack in it. It gets
Tell
people
me.
really annoyed.
tell me about Chess.
I've never seen Chess.
I've never seen Chess. I'm familiar with some of the songs.
I'm aware
from
of the music of Chess. I have parodied the music of Chess in a sketch with Hacker.
Yes.
Right down to us looking through bloody window frames and everything. Because wasn't one of the songs released as a single by an artist at one point? What's like the big song from Chess? Like, what's the big one?
The one I always used to hear was the duet with the two women, which is
Oh god, I've got it at the tip of my tongue. It's not
I know him so well.
I know him so well.
Yeah.
Hacker and I, because the version of that was released as a music video, and there's that thing with like the windows, the frames floating in there, and black. Hacker and I filmed a parody of that once in a sketch, just because the thing was hinting toward us having like a theatrical background that was never explored, and it was also because like the producer at the time just really liked the idea of seeing us parody that music video in a way that only the parents would appreciate. We were like, fair enough, let's do it. I know him so well. Wasn't it good? Wasn't it fun?
Wasn't he good?
Wasn't it man as he could be
Wasn't he fine? Oh, so fine. Wasn't it?
That's a deep voiced lady.
He should be mine. It's fine. I'm not in love with it.
Yeah.
It's got a couple of good songs in it, but I'm not in love with it.
It is one of those musicals, again, I'd like to see and tick off the list of, one of the biggies, I've seen it now.
Oh, yes.
But I do think you should get the casts of your favourite musicals to fight each other to the death to decide which is superior.
Especially Michael Ball, because he's got twice the amount of blood in his body as a regular person.
Not many people
know that.
What do you call it? Ant-Man prediction. Yes, won't go into any more specifics, but sort of right. Not necessarily the right people.
Sort of.
But it is definitely an Infinity War tie-in.
Tell me...
Don Miguel.
Can we tell the story of who meets?
I don't think there is a story. No, because it'll ruin the majesty. I'll tell you this, though. It's a joyous thing.
Ooh, meet!
There we go.
Oh, God. Yeah. Congratulations on the paid internship. There's not many of...
That's pretty cool.
Unpaid internships of Babble-On comment, and in France, so enjoy that.
No!
Why not go and see the Ant-Man and the Wasp in the French?
L'Ant-Man de Wasp.
No.
Such is life. Or as the French say, such is life.
Oh, I'm dead.
That's a stolen joke from Canadian comic Stuart Francis.
It is a stolen joke, but
it's a good joke.
So well done.
It's a good joke. It's a good joke.
It can be yours for as little as free.
He's one of those one-liner comedians who's absolutely brilliant. You've ever seen Stuart Francis? Tall Canadian guy,
not in
quite
person,
quiet. No. He did Mock the Week a few times over the years. Really funny. He's like sort of Tim Vine, sort of just like one-liner. You know, like one of them is, "My uncle is a hypnotist who has never inappropriately touched me." Great line. He's got some brilliant ones. Anyway, but yeah, so go watch it in French, mate.
Yeah, why not?
Why not?
It'll be fun. More movie
commentary. We should. We do the in-vision commentary for Amazing Spider-Man 2. It is a fun one. And because we can watch things on the PS4, we can very easily just plug headphones in and avoid copyright issues.
I have so many plans for content, and neither the time nor the money to realise them a lot of the time. So we're always working on stuff, and we'll get it out to you when we can. But we've got to keep our heads above water, so that slows us down.
We've got to live, folks. We've got to live. I just want to live. What's really sad there is that was very telling of our musical knowledge that we went for the two very different songs with those lyrics in. I think you win. Mine was pathetic. I rock a lawsuit when I'm going to court, and a black suit when a white suit when I'm getting divorced, and a black suit at the funeral home, and my birthday suit when I'm home alone.
Listen, it's my life. It's now or never, and I ain't gonna live forever. I just want to make internet content for no money while I'm alive. Anyways,
oh god,
if you want to see more of our non-existent internet content for no money, then you can, of course, look us up on YouTube, follow us at Big Damn Cast on Twitter, and also tweet us messages should you have them. If you want to get in touch with the podcast, then bigdamncontact@gmail.com. Obviously, twitch.tv or backslash, no, the forward one. Big Damn Stream for regular streams. I'm currently playing through Mad Max, and I've also got a PlayStation exclusive from Insomniac Games lined up, coming soon. And I'll tell you this, it will surprise you.
Dirt.
And I will, yeah. So we'll see you soon.
Yeah, but till then, think on this. If a tree falls in the forest and no one is around, who's going to pick up that tree? Just lying there. Someone might trip.